Hello from snowy and very cold, as you can see from my phone, 16 degrees, Indiana. This is the Chief's Wife's Hearts Afire, and I'm the Chief's wife. I'm back with something that is left over from the summer that I took the last couple of weeks taking advantage of the cold air on the outside to work in my studio. This idea came from a Configurations small book. This also comes in the larger size, which I may try later after I get caught up with the rest of the things that I have in mind. But what I did for this was, when I first bought the Configurations book, I knew it was going to be about the cruise. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I went through a lot of different Pinterest pins and designers and decided, pick choose here, there, and came up with a mix that is Graphic 45 and also Tim Holtz. And to be true to form, the outside almost replicates what OIga Struk from Graphic 45 had made a book into, because I just fell in love with her plankboard idea. This is just the most beautiful thing I've ever done that looks like real weathered wood. And on her end, she did a lot of different coats on hers. What I did was I found some mat board paper that you use on photographs on the inside of the frames. You cut the mat to surround the photo. Well, the mat was already painted a certain grayish blue, and I picked up a whole package of this, about 50 sheets of this, for a whole $5 at Hobby Lobby in the clearance department, where I also happened to find the starfish for just $1, and it matched the By the Sea theme from Graphic 45. So I decided to put all of this together and add in some rope that's actually hemp twisted together that comes in 4 different kinds and sizes. I love the idea of how it came all together. I used the Tim Holtz alterations dies to come up with the life preserver and the pocket watch and the circles, using 2 different circles to cut the outside and the inside in 3 different layers. And that's what gives it this old, beat-up look, because life preservers don't look perfect in real life. In real life, they're very hard so that the ocean waves can hit them and can still take it. They're life preservers. They will cover up human fragile life, but they're made to hit rocks and waves, things like that. So they look a little beat up. And by using 3 layers and putting them together and then sanding here and there so it was mismatched, it looks more like a real preserver. Most of them are square now, though, believe it or not, but I love the old round ones. So thank you, Olga, for that idea. I just loved her stuff. Now, opening this up and, believe it or not, using this rope onto these little hitch posts that are Tim Holtz ideology, which I absolutely love. I fell in love with the first time he put these around a picture frame and then put the rope around there on a beach theme, so that it was taken from his idea. And the good thing about having boats for 30 years is I learned how to tie a lot of knots. Okay, on the inside, we're making use of the die that was in the mailbox when we got back from our cruise, what I'd waited for 6 months to get. I love this. This is probably my favorite Tim Holtz idea that came out. I still have yet to get the little movers and shapers set, but I just love this. I've only used it about 1 billion times only. Okay, you can see how I've made it the front from the same thing that we did in July during the 12 tags of 2014, and I got the same idea to do with the sand and put that on there, but this is a paper sand on this. And then the whole idea was to use our pictures that we had taken on the cruise. There were 5 couples going, so that left a lot of us taking a lot of pictures all throughout the cruise. And the colors everywhere they were just everywhere. This particular cruise went to the Bahamas, so we not only had the heat, the warmth, oh yeah, and the cold going on that I just forgot about until now. Okay, it was still wonderful there. Okay, you can see that in the lettering I have a green going on with a blue that goes over and rolls under and back up to the white. That's the idea of an ocean wave that foams at the top of the blue when it reaches the top and rolls over again. And then on this side, let's start up here at the top and work our way down. This is actually a printed out picture onto paper so that I could maneuver it inside the box just like you would all the rest of them. I started with a base of the Snow White Cap distress paint and then put the boarding on, and then took each one of these separately to finish them up. This was initially just a regular paper that I found at Hobby Lobby that was loose papers, not paper packs. And I decided I wanted to do a few of these specially in the background, and then the other three just be the regular paper that matches the other side. So I decided to take a picture and print it onto just regular paper so that it was moldable to it, and I put Mod Podge on the inside, and you can see where just slightly on the inside are little tiny boards, if you can see in there. It matches the outside, but it makes it look like you're the inside getting dressed to get ready to go outside. And there I am on the jet ski, really out there on the ocean, because we used to have our own jet skis with David's parents, and we had a lot of fun with that, so we decided that was one of the things we wanted to do down there. We also went parasailing, so these went onto the film strip ribbon as little pictures glued behind there with some glossy accents. I used a lot of glossy accents and Mod Podge, where you can see things that are put together was probably the glossy accents. Things that were put inside to look wrinkly like were used with Mod Podge. And it gave it a little bit easier to scrunch it or to straighten it out. And this one I used the same as the letterings that were the grunge blocks. And the same with the film strip ribbon. Now I wanted to make it look like the ribbon is going in and out. It's not. It's really cut off right here and here, here and here. And this ribbon just goes underneath it to make it look like it's going in and out of everything like waves. This is an onion bag that came white, think Vidalia onions. And I used a part of this hemp rope and just weaved it in and out with little wooden beads that looked like balls, perfect balls, with the holes all the way through to look like floaters. And that was the net. And real shells came from the Bahamas where we took there. And real ocean water and real sand inside the apothecary bottles. Yes, this has been sitting flat for about 2 weeks now. Glossy Accents is real good on your real swim stuff too. Plugs up holes real good. Okay, now on to this one is the seashells, and again I used the boards on the inside to make it look like a crate. And then a little treasure that is a camera. I think that is the stickability set. I think so, if I remember right. And then these are all homemade items. What I did was I took a picture of the cruising tag, which was really a door tag this big, and snoozing matched it. And just printed it out into a tinier picture and cut it out of the picture. Your prints should be on regular cardstock. Just use the choice plain paper and it will print on white cardstock or on a lighter colored cardstock. And then you get what looks like the real tag with a little hitch post right there, and it really does move. It will come off if I want to pick it up and pull it out. And there you go, you have a tag. Now, this was off of the picture of the towels, but these are not real towels. This is paper. I sent it through one of my Tim Holtz folders that is the paper one that shows note paper. And I moved the paper, situated, oriented all around it, and kept putting it through my Big Shot 2 or 3 times, and it made it soft and puffy. And I folded it up and put the band around it, and it looks like real cruise towels. This little guy is my kitty cat. It's a copy of the kitty cat that they made with the towel one night for me. I believe that was our first night, and I was so taken by that kitty cat. How did you know I had a kitty home? I left a note saying, would you please make me a hearing dog like my little puppy, and I left a picture of her on the bed, and they did. They made a little puppy dog for me too. So all of these are actually, this is toilet paper, and these are actually off of my photographs and just cut out onto a printout paper. Now the same thing with this map, only I'm going to give you a little hint there. You're going to notice that the front is a graphics 45 paper, and so are these tags, and so is this map. But you're going to say, oh, that looks like a Tim Holtz stamp on these tags. I'm having a hard time grabbing this, and I'm going to tell you that you're right. What I do is I take the stamp, and you can stamp it onto either a white cardstock or a white piece of paper or a clear, like a mask paper, if you know how to cut your scanner down so that it won't shine back. Now you'll have to calibrate it with the settings and see if that has its setting. With all of the photographs that I work on the computer with, I know quite a few tricks to do this. So what I do is, when I want a washed out type of paper, instead of using the actual graphic paper, I took it and put it on my scanner and I scanned it off. Now it makes copies. Beware, copyright. You cannot sell this. You can use it for yourself to make it look like it's washed out when it's printed onto a regular white cardstock. See the difference? You can see on the side it's cardstock, but on the front it looks like the graphic 45 paper or a Tim Holtz stamp. In this way you can manipulate the image to make it a different size to fit what you want it to be used for. I can make these tags as tiny as I need and fit them inside the bottle, or as large as I want. And the neatest part about it is, if you look closely, it has our actual information on there. I love being able to do that and personalize it so that it matches what I'm doing. Now the same thing, you can take your favorite paper and put it onto tickets, measuring carefully on your computer, print it out and cut it with the Tim Holtz alteration die, and there you go. Tickets for journaling that I put into a pocket made with 2 tags put together to make the pocket, making it look like one tag. On the back side is another tag. These are all graphic 45 from this certain set, but it gives me lots of journaling ideas and postcards that we actually bought some to use in this, but I wanted to save them for my real scrapbook because they were larger. Yes, I am doing a scrapbook after I do this. And then we have the actual water and shells. That's the part about the configurations book that's really great. You can save real things inside them. They give you a lot more space than having just a flat space here, with the film strip ribbon having real photos. This is a Graphics 45 map. It's actually a copy of the map so that it was malleable with a regular piece of paper. If you crunch up your graphic 45 paper or even your Tim Holtz cardboard, you'll notice that a crack comes through with the color on there. But when you print it off onto a regular piece of paper, it makes it malleable enough that you can add different things to it. In this, I penciled in where we went to detail the map to personalize it for myself. Now I'll still have the regular paper to use for my scrapbook that I'm putting together too. Everything will match together. There you go. There's your ideas. I hope you try it out, because not only did I have a great time on the cruise, but now I can show what the great time was that I had. Thanks for stopping by and sharing this with me. I hope you'll be back again soon. Bye-bye.